How are you doing, Ilia? How are you doing?
Very good, very good. Finally in Miami, finishing my training camp here, working as always. I'm very happy, very grateful with every breath that gives me life, you know.
Of course. You know, sometimes in life you say, how are you to someone when you see them, but it just kind of means nothing. I want to reiterate the how are you, because you have been through a lot recently, and I don't want to go into the personal stuff, but your fans were wondering and worried about you and wondering when you would come out. So look, come out of all this.
Better than ever.
Good.
Ariel, better than ever. Yeah, I had go through a lot of things. I had my ups and downs, but now I'm perfect, ready to rock and roll.
You feel like you have a new lease on life now.
Exactly. I feel that I'm in a different point, and yeah, I have grown so much in this last month since my last fight. I have learned so many things, so can't wait to fight again, to be inside that octagon.
Do you feel like you've missed it? It's been, by the time you will have fought, it will be almost exactly a year between fights for you, and you weren't injured necessarily. Exactly. So do you feel like you have an itch, like you really missed all of it?
To be honest, I missed it. At some point, I missed it. I don't really miss the weight cut and all that, even if at this point I don't have to cut so much as when I was fighting in the featherweight division. But this is actually I would say the only time that I've been able to enjoy the whole process. You know, I'm so happy to going through this preparation with my team, finishing the training camp in Miami, surrounded with great people. So I feel very happy and ready to go.
You're still about 2 months away. Why come to Miami around 2 or so months before the fight?
You know, I want to get used to the timeline, to the weather, to everything. And I think that I'm going to move, like I'm going to actually live in Miami for the next 1 or 2 years. So, yeah.
Okay.
I had to come here. I have a lot of things going on, you know.
Yes. And I want to ask you about some of those things, but also last fall, you predicted, you wrote on Twitter, you will be on the White House card, right? You said it long before this fight card was even made. Can I ask first and foremost, why did you feel so strongly that you would be on the card?
It may sound a little bit cocky, but I feel that I'm one of the biggest names right now that the UFC has. So if they are going to have one of the biggest events in their history, they are going to have, they have to have their biggest stars in that card. So I knew it since the first moment that event was announced that I will be in that card.
I'm not surprised that you're on the card, but I will tell you I was surprised
Me neither.
Okay, I know that. But I will tell you I was surprised they put you in the main event, and I'll explain why. Not because you're not deserving, but because, as you know, this is the White House, and it's America's birthday. And I think there's a very good chance you win this fight in a very violent fashion. And I didn't think that the White House would want a non-American to knock out an American in the main event on the White House lawn. You know what I mean? From a symbolic standpoint. And so they're kind of playing with fire here. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And are you somewhat 100%. Surprised?
I understand it. I would love to give you the answer why they decide to put me as a main event. I don't have it, unfortunately. But what I know is that I'm going to be the main event.
Yes, and
that's the most important thing.
And you're obviously pretty confident that you're going to win in pretty violent fashion. You've already updated your bio.
I wouldn't even show up to that event. You know, I have a lot of confidence. I know that I'm going to win. I'm going to win. It's not only that I'm going to win. I'm going to win in fashion, and I'm very happy to have an opponent like Justin Gaethje. He's a legend in the sports. He's the highlights, and I can't wait to share the octagon with him. I know that it's going to be a very entertaining fight for the fans, and hopefully they are going to enjoy it.
Usually when you compete these days, you're the fan favorite. Do you think on that night, because you're fighting an American, all the important people in attendance will be rooting against you?
You know, I had a lot of place in this sport. I have been the underdog, the fan favorite. I've been in many places, so I don't care. I don't care what's happening in the external world.
there's no doubt the UFC has said this isn't a political event, and I understand where they're coming from where they say this, but you do represent Spain and Georgia. Will you be able to do so at the White House? The Spanish Prime Minister, not the biggest fan of the current regime. Like, do you get questions about that back home, about how you're going to represent Spain in such an important part of America?
I don't really understand the question, but no.
Like, will they let you have the flag? Will they let you represent your country, even though it's all about America?
Oh, I don't know any of those details, to be honest. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I didn't see yet the whole schedule of the UFC. Normally, they used to send us like the whole rules of the event, but I don't have any of that yet. So,
okay,
I don't know.
When you were watching Justin fight Paddy, were you rooting for Paddy because of your history, so that he would be the next guy that you fight?
Normally, I'm the kind of guy that, in my head, whatever's gonna happen is good for me. But yeah, I was at some point I was rooting for Paddy because I was thinking that fight would be much bigger than the Justin fight. But everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean?
Were you surprised that the fight played out that way?
I was a little surprised. Yeah, I was a little surprised of how bad Paddy really is.
You weren't expecting that. Were you expecting him to win?
I was expecting him to win, to be honest. I was expecting him to take Justin down, to, I don't know, to do a different fight, like to really fight. But what he did inside the octagon in that fight, it surprised me a little bit. He really proved that he's a little sausage.
Do you think he can rebound from this?
Rebound from what? From a lose, of course, but how he's gonna gain the skills, the technique in the sport, like that's basically impossible. He needs to die and be burned again.
Do you think at any point your path, it seemed like you were so close to crossing paths, and now obviously you're on a different trajectory. Do you think at any point you will meet him at this point?
Now he's too far. Now he's too far. We don't see Paddy in the horizon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't see him anymore. Bye, Paddy. I didn't even have to go inside the octagon to beat him. So that feels even a little bit better, to be honest.
Obviously, a lot was said about the potential fight against Islam. Could I ask you regarding that? Were you going to have to give up the lightweight title in order to fight him if that fight came to fruition for June 14th?
What you said?
Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt if they were going to book you versus Islam? Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt, or are they going to let you keep it?
Not really. They would let me keep it.
Okay, because usually these days, like
this is a completely different situation than the situation that I had when I was fighting in the featherweight division. Like I was very honest to them when I wanted to move up. I was like, listen, I want to live this belt because I'm never gonna come back to the featherweight division because I really want to change the weight class. But if I will move up to the welterweight division, it's gonna be different because after that fight, I would come back to the lightweight division.
So we've heard, you talk about your tweets. I've seen Islam's tweets. I've seen your manager, Makikawa's tweets, one of your managers, Ali Abdelaziz, Dana White. Can you tell, what is the real story? Why isn't this fight happening on June 14th?
Listen, I don't know the real story. What I know is that since the first phone call that I get, I had like two options, Islam and Justin Gaethje. And we said like, we want Islam because it's bigger fight and all that. Then the day before that they were like about to announce the event, they called me in the middle of the night. They wake me up and they told me Islam is injured. Something happens with his hand or I don't know what, and you are gonna fight Justin. Like Makikawa, he had to go like through a lot of negotiations, like with every fight that we close, and finally I'm fighting Justin. That's the story from my side. That's all I know.
When you came to that realization, were you disappointed?
Not really. As I told you before, like whatever happens, it's good for me. It's Islam, good. It's Justin, good. The result is going to be the same.
Were you told in the aftermath of this, hey, you win this fight, he wins his next fight, maybe we'll do this the end of the year. We still want to do this fight.
No one told me anything about it.
What is your plan? What is your hope?
My goal as a sportsman is always to achieve great things in the sport. So what bigger can you achieve as a sportsman to collect the third belt? So I would love to defend my belt against Justin and then have the opportunity to move up in the welterweight division and get my third belt. That will be my perfect scenario. But who knows?
If you did go up and it goes well for you at 170, would you want to stay?
It will go well for me.
I apologize.
Sure.
I apologize. Would you stay there, or would you go back? Do you feel like 55 is your best class?
Like lightweight division is my best weight class. Like this is that's the weight class that I belong to. But you never know. You know what I mean? I never thought in my life that one day I would want to move up in the welterweight division. But now you see like the whole situation that is basically forced me to move up because we have a guy in the welterweight division who was fighting in the lightweight division, dominating everyone. And I think that everyone wants to see that fight. So no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
Do you think he left
the only thing I know is that I'm going to be prepared. Whenever the opportunity appears, I will be ready.
Do you think he left the lightweight division because he didn't want to fight you?
I don't know. I don't wanna blame him for something that I don't know 100%. You know what I mean? I don't know the reasons why he moved up, but who cares? I don't care.
Okay. Can I be honest with you, Ilia? That's a great fight. I really want to see you versus Arman.
Yeah.
I want to see that just as much. So the idea of you moving up is great too, but I think Arman should be fighting you on June 14th. I think he's the number one contender. What do you think of that?
Listen, as I said in many interviews, I just got the call. They offered me Islam or Justin. I picked Islam. Then they told me that Islam was injured. I was said that I was facing Justin. If they call me tomorrow and they tell me that Justin is injured and I have to fight Arman, I will fight Arman, no problem. If they call me and they tell me that Arman is injured, I have to fight Ariel, I'm going to fight Ariel,
Please don't.
problem. Like I can, I go whoever, whenever, just, I'm ready for whoever.
Since you last fought and he last fought, Arman has done a great job of getting himself out there through social media and wrestling matches. Have you been impressed with, because I feel like now he's a bigger star, which makes the fight even bigger.
I'm really impressed of how dumb he is.
Oh, tell me why.
He's a retard. I don't know. He looks like a kid. He's a kid. Like his mentality, he's dumb as fuck. I don't know. Everything that I saw about him in the internet, it's embarrassing. A little bit.
Like what in particular? What makes you feel like he's dumb?
I don't know. Just fuck Arman. Who cares about him?
Okay.
I don't care.
Do you feel like the fight is bigger now, though?
The thing that I don't like is like when they play that they rich and they show all that money, and it's like, bro, you don't even rich. You that poor that the only thing that you have is money, and you are spending your father's money, not even yours. So. You know what I mean. He's a fucking kid.
You tweeted after his last fight, Arman, every time we see each other in person, you freeze up like a scared duck with no idea what to do. You know I handle you however I want. I fight whoever the UFC chooses. And remember, I slapped you and you just laughed. So can you tell us about this interaction? You posted a very quick clip, but what did you feel? What did you see from him when you saw each other?
So the day before of the video that I posted, he tweets something in Twitter, something like, if I see you the next time, I do this or that. Like, you know how they play they all gangsters. And when we cross the paths, they are like, oh, how are you? All good. They smile. They like humble, normal human beings. But in Twitter, everyone is a gangster. Everyone is like, oh, let's solve this in the street and all that. Bro, I'm a professional athlete. I'm not a street fighter. I'm not a gangster. You know what I mean?
And so you think this is all just kind of for show?
Yeah. I don't know if it's for show. I think it's because they are dumb as fuck.
Fair enough. Did you feel that way to the point where you want to like fight him and prove him wrong, or do you not feel like he's on your level? Because in that tweet you said your level's below me.
He's not on my level. If we cross the pots, like I'm gonna break his job in the first round. Like what he's gonna do? He's gonna take me down, bro. Please listen to me. Calm down. Do your thing. Go to those wrestling tournaments. Do your streams, and whenever the moment that arrives, just make sure to show up, and I'm gonna do the rest. The little weasel.
How do you feel like the fight against Justin plays out? How long do you think it lasts?
If he's not gonna start walking backward, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
Wow. So you think-
as I always say, I feel that no one can match my level of skills inside the octagon. And when I say that, they start calling me that I'm cocky, that I'm this, that I'm that. But prove me wrong. Like, prove me wrong.
That hasn't happened yet.
It didn't happen yet.
What about the fight against Islam? In your opinion, how would it have played out?
When I get the opportunity to fight with someone, I always used to think about what can I do to really shock the world. So with Islam, I'm like, to shock the world, I have to submit him. So this is what I think that's going to happen. I'm going to take him down and I'm going to submit him.
Wow. Early, late, what are you feeling?
Wow.
Yeah, like your promotion. Wow,
I
FC.
know that, listen, I know that inside yourself, maybe it sounds a little bit weird, like strange, like, listen, how you're going to take him down, how you're going to submit him. But don't be surprised when you are going to see that happen.
I'm not doubting you, by the way. It's just not, you don't hear every day someone say, yeah, I'm going to go out and submit Islam Makhachev. He's that good, especially on the ground.
He's good. Everyone is good. Justin is good. Alex is good. Charles is good. Max is good. Everyone is good, but I'm different.
Fair enough. And so,
I'm the GOAT. Nah.
Are you? Do you feel that way?
Nah, not really.
I think
not
you
really.
do.
I don't like to claim myself as the GOAT of the sport. I always like to leave those decisions to the fans. They are the people that have, like, the ones that take that decision.
Do you think you're number one pound for pound?
Of course. It's not that I think, I know so.
A month after your fight, it sounds like we're getting the return of Conor McGregor. And one could argue that that would be the biggest fight in the UFC by far, you versus him. Is this something that you're thinking about? Is this something that's on your radar?
Probably. It's not on my radar, but if I get offered that about that fight, we'll see on where Conor's gonna be at that point. If he gets a win, a great comeback, he wins his next fight, and I get offered that fight, we'll see.
It's not something you'll ask for?
I never close the doors for those kind of opportunities. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even if we are not on the same level right now, maybe on the popularity and all that, like, he's popular and a lot of people knows about him, but as sports-wise, we all know that he's almost done.
Do you think he beats Max?
I don't. You never know. I thought that Max was going to beat Charles, and he lost by complete domination. So I don't know. With Conor, you never know. You never know. Sometimes he goes in, he makes it look easy. Sometimes he lost to Nate Diaz. Bro, when you lose to Nate Diaz, it's very difficult to make predictions about someone like him.
You don't rate Nate very high?
Bro, he sucks. He's a punching bag.
This is 2016 Nate Diaz. 10 years ago, he was in his prime.
It doesn't matter, bro. He sucks. He's a fucking punching bag.
Ilia, we've missed you.
Thank you very much.
And I know the fans have missed seeing you compete. Do you think you'll fight twice this year? Do you think you'll get two in after the After the fight in June, do you think you'll get another one in?
Hopefully, that's my goal. Actually, that's my goal area. My goal is to fight in June and fight again by the end of the year. So we'll see.
Maybe Madison Square Garden in New York in November?
Maybe Spain. Who knows?
Is that being discussed? Is that a thing?
Don't let me, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Fair enough. That would be, you deserve it. That would be incredible. At the Bernabeu, are you kidding me?
I deserve all the best in this world, as you.
Yes.
We all deserve it.
Absolutely. But the fans over there deserve it too, because Real Madrid, not so good in the Champions League, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
You piece of...
I'm joking. Much love to you, Ilia. I'm so happy to see you back. There it is, Freedom 250, headliner at the top. Congrats on all your success, all the things you have going on. Thank you to you and your team for making this happen today. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. My pleasure always, Ariel. Have a great day.
Same to you.
Thank you very much for all the fans.